Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this is going to be a reading on Donald Trump and his frothy, spit-filled mouth. He was at a rally, and while talking at that rally, his campaign videoed him speaking, and as he's speaking, he's spitting, and you can start to see some very foamy white saliva forming out of his mouth. Now, when I've had that happen to me, it was due to dehydration. So it's possible that he dehydrated. But the frothing at the mouth can also be indicative of underlying health issues. Those health issues could range from drug overdoses or drug mixtures, seizures, pulmonary edema, and rabies. Another person on this article was saying they've seen Alzheimer's patients and patients with dementia do this because they don't swallow at a normal rate. My brother and I just did a reading on Trump's health. It went up today, as a matter of fact. Well, yesterday by the time you see this video. So if you're interested in that, check out Twin Tarot with Gary and David. I'll have a link in the description. It's also links in my community page. It's about 3 or 4 posts down. What's interesting about this is that the Trump team decided to run with it. You know, Trump is always very concerned about optics, so they had to see that he was frothing at the mouth. Why would they let that optic go through? I mean, were the other takes or the other things said even worse, that was the best that they had? This is something that would drive Donald Trump nuts. It would infuriate him. He's already nuts. It would infuriate him because he would be looking for stuff like that. And he would just basically say, no, you cannot put that up. So I don't know what's going on with the Trump campaign or the Trump media group here, because that's something that when he's in his right mind, entertainment purposes only, he would never let that through. So that would imply that maybe he's not in his right mind, or the other videos are worse. So let's go take a look at that. Trump, is it dry mouth? Is it something worse? Entertainment purposes only. What's going on with that tacky saliva that he had going on there? He had the star card. Definitely dehydrated. You know, water going into the body, water being dumped on the ground. If I was just going off of this card, I would say he was suffering from dehydration. That doesn't mean there aren't other things going on, because there could be 2 things going on at once, right? Cross with the Knight of Cups card. Hey, I got an idea. If you're thirsty, ask for something to drink. What's underneath it? The 7 of Coins. But underneath it, I do believe that there is an underlying health reason underneath it. Mind you, Pentacles are about wealth and health. And I still think his health is being evaluated. There's an underlying health issue here. Yeah, he was probably dehydrated. And yeah, if he had gotten something to drink, that would have helped with it. But it could very well be that there's multiple things going on here. That, or he's getting ready to drool in a cup. In the past, we got the Devil card. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the result of his behaviors, his abuses that he's done to himself over the years. Entertainment purposes only, there are reports that he uses speed, amongst other things. And, you know, drug abuse and other abuses that he's done to his body are an underlying cause to this. And we're now starting to see this manifest. Third major arcana. Current situation is the High Priestess. They're hiding it. They know it. They know there's a problem. Trump knows there's a problem. His campaign is hiding it. They're not going to give out the answers for this. They know there's a problem. They're hiding it. They're trying to address it as best they can. You know, again, with him falling asleep in court cases and things along those lines, the man's not well. Not to mention, there's that whole... I'll have to read on that, too. There's that whole thing with him waving to people that aren't there. It's like, you know, there's like a delusion thing going on, too. Because, I mean, he's not always on camera. You know, it's one thing if you're on camera, and almost like if you're on camera and the camera's shooting at you and you're waving to people off camera, unless the camera pans over there, you don't know that the audience doesn't know you're not waving to anyone. So either he's imagining that there's people over there, or he's imagining there's a camera in front of him and he's waving to non-existent people over there, or he's just practicing. And I don't think he needs to practice. Maybe when he leaves that building, he expects there to be cameras there and he just does that. But or he might be out in La La Land too. That man, you never really know. And you will never really know because they will never tell you. Wow. Pow, pow, pow. Overarching energy is the hangman. He has done this to himself. Okay, this is a health issue. This is absolutely a health issue. You know, yeah, he might have been dry mouthed. Yeah, a drink of water might have helped. But this is the calm after the storm. Our wishes coming true. No, he's done this to himself. His destructive behavior in the past is leading to this situation right now. It is all over the top of it. The lesson to be learned is the Ace of Cups. Trump has never developed any coping skills. None. All he does is rage. Rage, bully, and litigate. That's kind of his go-to thing. And then, well, I guess apparently you, for entertainment purposes only, abuse other things. But he's out of control. To me, his emotions are out of control. And probably his emotions are out of control due to previous abuse and his inability to just control himself. Again, you're going to lead to heart attacks and stuff like that if you keep doing that. Outcome is the burden card. He's declining. It's just going to get worse. He's, and the other thing with the slide is also if you're under a lot of stress, and I think that's the problem. He's abused himself. He's done abusive things. He's abused himself, and he's under a metric crap ton of stress, and he can't handle the stress. And we're seeing him break down. This is Trump breaking down. Now, mind you, again, some people say I repeat myself too much, and I do. But I'm driving the point home. Trump is all about optics. Trump in his right mind would never allow a frothy mouth, spittle-filled mouth stuff come out of him while he's talking and have it be filmed and shown to people. It never, ever will happen. He would just as soon burn the whole tape than try and take out that one little piece of it. So the fact that they kept it in just seems to me that either he's not recognizing it or they did it without his permission. If they did it without his permission, he's going to hear about it and he's going to be livid. Okay. Again, I do have a Trump health reading on the Gary and David Twin Tarot channel. Twin Tarot with Gary and David. Link in the description. Pimp that one away here. Okay. Let's ask. Was Trump aware that he was getting all frothy in the mouth? Was Trump aware that he was frothy in the mouth? Why would he let that go through? Four Swords. I don't think he's aware of it. Aware or didn't care. sleeping, mentally shutting down. I don't know if I'm going to get aware or care of it. Let's see. I'll read it as an awareness one. I'm concerned about his health, though, here. His mental faculty shutting down. If I was reading this, he was not aware of it. And when he finds out, he's going to blow his top. He's going to be super angry because, you know, you're making the emperor look foolish. And he's going to look after that. In the past, we got the Queen of Wands. Melania probably said, yeah, put that up there. Good idea. Somebody, maybe with some feminine energy, either shot it or encouraged that shot to get through. I don't know how you missed that, though. But there's Queen of Wands energy here. Somebody made a decision. Somebody made a decision on that. That somebody may not have a job for much longer. Yeah, this is going to be an overlay reading. I'm going to read on Trump after that. Yeah, somebody made a bad decision on that. That person, I think, is going to be leaving to spend time with their family. Overarching energy is the Three of Pentacles. But it's like, the reason why they made that decision was Trump wanted that clip out there. He felt it was important that that clip get out. Don't know if that means there was secret messaging around it. I'm telling you, this is a Trump health thing because that's secret health there. This whole thing with the messaging isn't coming through. No. Okay, I'm abandoning the did Trump know about it part because that's not relevant. That's not what these cards are telling me. Let me start over. Is Trump know about it? Is what I was asking. No, but I think he is retreating. He's regressing. We talk about his prison, being trapped in his own body, unable to speak. He's regressing here, more and more regressing. His mental health is regressing, and here we go again. Here comes that moment where just he just loses it. In the past, you got the Queen of Wands. There's been somebody who's been caring for him, looking out for him, and underneath is the Emperor. So this is kind of like, this is almost, it reminds me of the movie Amadeus with Salieri in the insane asylum. You know, he's the emperor of the insane asylum, but he's losing his mind, and the emperor is the more the reality sets in that he's not in charge. Like, you know, this is probably Mershon getting ready to sentence him. Okay? So underneath it, Trump is no longer in charge. Somebody else is in charge. And that's causing him to mentally shut down because he's not used to being answering to anybody else. In the past, we got the Queen of Wands. I don't know if that's E. Jean Carroll. That could be bothering him. I still think it's just somebody's been monitoring his health and helping him with that. But his health is deteriorating. His faculties are leaving him more and more. There's that underlying health issue that nobody's talking about. Well, they're talking about it, but they're not sharing it. It's almost like, I hate to say it, it would be like Trump having a personal nurse, and the nurse knows the information, but they'll tell the nurse the information, but she doesn't tell him the information because he doesn't want to hear it. Meanwhile, Melania and Barron go off to Europe. Overarching energy. The lesson to be learned is the Hierophant. Yeah, it's like the court system's coming into play here, or is driving this whole thing. And then the emotional shutdown. It's almost like the incarceration. It's as if what we're seeing is in that we're going to see his health shut down. It's going to be there for all of us to see. Melania is leaving. There's concern about his health. There's sentencing and the elections are coming up, and nobody's talking. Nobody's talking about Trump and his health. That didn't answer me at all about if he knew that this thing happened. And I think what it is he may not. He might be going more and more out to lunch. Like, he's a micromanager. Micromanaging takes a lot of energy because you have to focus and you have to spend time with things. And I think he's having a harder time focusing. He doesn't have the energy to devote to things, so he has to delegate. And he doesn't have the energy to re-record that, but he wants that clip up there because he thought it went fine. So he's not even recognizing if something's going wrong, or he's not remembering if something's going wrong. He really is circling the bowl, as it were. He really is. It'd be funnier if he had rabies. It's hard to ask if it's a health issue or a drug issue, or because it can be both, and you can get both. Okay, so how about this? Well, what can you tell us more about this event? Or what should we be looking for? Or just shed a little bit more light, as opposed to me asking a specific question. How about I leave the floor open to Spirit to throw some cards for me to interpret here? What else would you like us to know about this? It's going to be the end of Trump. That doesn't necessarily mean death, but the end of his relevancy. Things have come full circle on him. Cross with the moon card. They're not going to let us know. It's still unknown or undecided, but there's also a cover up here. And Queen of Swords, literally. These are the consequences have caught up to him. The consequences of his actions have finally have caught up to him. He has stayed ahead of him for 77 years, coming on 78 years. His birthday's coming up. And, it can happen. Literally, his downfall can happen at any time. And it's kind of like this is going to be what happens. There's going to be mystery around it too, because his team won't say anything. It's been slowly progressing over time. Again, they've been aware for a while. They're just not telling anyone. Just kind of, and this probably goes all the way back to those mini ischemic attacks that he had where he was holding the bottle of water and he couldn't drink out of it. It goes back all the way to there at least. So that's where that chariot is. It's been a slow progression and a slow decline. But they know about it. They haven't been talking about it, but they know about it. And Judgment Day is here. You got the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. It's here. You can only abuse your body for so long. You can only do it for so long, and now the consequences have arrived. Overarching energy is temperance, detoxification, retreat, rejuvenation type of thing. I still think he's going to collapse. I think he's going to collapse. They'll say it's exhaustion. It's not exhaustion. There's more stuff going on. It probably is physically exhausted. He's under a lot of stress. He's abusing his body, and he's got some underlying health conditions. It's just a perfect storm that's going to hit this guy. The lesson we learned is Knight of Pentacles. He did not actively take care of his health. He needed to actively take care of his health, and he didn't do it. And the outcome is the only person who was responsible for his health was himself. He didn't take the actions, so he gets to own what happens to him. It's neither good nor bad. It's not a punishment. It's just a consequence. You lived life a certain way. You had the double lifestyle there. And at some point, you're going to have to pay the bill. Donald Trump tries to never pay the bill. But the bill is due. And he's not going to get away not paying on it. So, rumors of his demise might be premature, but I don't think they're that premature. All right, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that this video makes it out to other people. To the folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.